Honesty hour. If I sent my kid to a boarding school and they almost got eaten by a giant snake in the plumbing, I am suing everyone. Like, literally everyone. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets is basically a documentary on severe child negligence and why you should never trust a diary. It starts off with Harry stuck at the Dursleys again, which is miserable as always, but then we meet Dobby. Listen, I know everyone loves Dobby. He's a free elf, he's got the socks, he's a hero. But let's be real for a second here. In this movie, Dobby is essentially a stalker with good intentions but absolutely zero chill. He tries to save Harry by ruining his life. He stops his mail, smashes a cake onto a guest's head, and gets Harry locked in his room with bars on the window. That is not how you save someone, bro. That is how you get a restraining order. It's like if I tried to stop you from getting into a car accident by slashing your tires and setting your garage on fire. Technically, you didn't drive, but at what cost? Then the Weasleys show up in the flying Ford Anglia. This is where the logic just flies out the window, literally. They rescue Harry, which is great, but then we get to the train station scene. The barrier is closed. Dobby blocked it. Fine, but here is where Harry and Ron prove that they are in fact 12-year-old boys with zero critical thinking skills. They miss the train. So instead of waiting by the car for Ron's parents to come back, which would take maybe 5 minutes, they decide to steal the flying car. They fly across the entire country. They are seen by muggles. They risk exposing the entire wizarding world, all because they didn't want to be late for the opening feast. That is the definition of doing too much. Just wait for Molly Weasley, guys. She's scary, but she's not expulsion scary. And then they crash into the Whomping Willow. Can we talk about the fact that Hogwarts has a tree on campus that is specifically designed to beat children to death? Who approved this landscaping? Was the gardener a dark wizard? Oh, let's plant the murder maple right next to the dorms. So Ron breaks his wand. This is a crucial plot point, because for the rest of the year, Ron is a hazard to himself and society. He tries to turn his rat yellow, nothing. He tries to curse Malfoy, he ends up puking slugs for an hour. That slug scene is still the most traumatizing thing I saw as a kid. It's disgusting, it's visceral, and it's hilarious. But it also shows that wizard healthcare is weirdly casual. Oh, you're vomiting live gastropods? Here's a bucket. Walk it off, kid. Enter Gilderoy Lockhart. Kenneth Branagh plays this guy with such perfect, punchable energy. He is the original influencer. He is Instagram reality versus actual reality. He's got the teeth, the hair, the books, but the man is absolutely useless. He releases a cage full of Cornish pixies in a classroom full of 12-year-olds and then runs away. He literally says, "I'll ask you to not scream," and then bails when things get real. That is tenure track energy right there. How did Dumbledore hire this guy? The interview process must have been Dumbledore looking at his smile and going, "Yeah, the defense against the dark arts position is cursed anyway. Might as well hire the guy who will look good in the yearbook photos." It's irresponsible, but also very entertaining. Then the attacks start. Mrs. Norris, the cat, gets petrified. Filch is devastated, and honestly, seeing the caretaker cry over his cat is the only time I've ever felt bad for him. But then everyone immediately blames Harry. Why is the default setting in this school, Harry did it? The kid is 12. He wears glasses that are taped together. He doesn't look like the heir of Slytherin. He looks like he needs a hug and a sandwich. But suddenly, everyone is whispering. And then we find out Harry is a parcel mouth. He can talk to snakes. This is a cool party trick, but in the wizarding world, it apparently means you are Satan's nephew. The dueling club scene is iconic just for Snape blasting Lockhart across the room. But when Harry speaks to the snake to stop it from biting Justin Finch Fletchley, everyone assumes he was egging the snake on. The communication gap here is wild. Harry says stop, and everyone hears eat him. Hermione, as usual, is the only one actually doing any work. While Harry is brooding and Ron is vomiting slugs, Hermione is in the library solving the mystery. She brews polyjuice potion in the bathroom, in a girl's bathroom that is haunted by a crying ghost. Let's talk about Moaning Myrtle. She is a ghost who lives in a toilet and spies on students. How is this allowed? If I died and had to spend eternity in a high school plumbing system, I would be moaning too. But she's crucial to the plot. The polyjuice potion scene is another disaster. Harry and Ron turn into Crabbe and Goyle, which is comedy gold, but Hermione turns into a cat-human hybrid. It's horrifying. It's furry logic gone wrong. And again, she just goes to the hospital wing like it's a normal Tuesday. Then we get the diary. Tom Riddle's diary. Harry starts writing in a book that writes back. Red flag number 1. If a book starts talking to you, burn it. My dad told me never to trust anything if I can't see where it keeps its brain. Wise words from Mr. Weasley. But Harry is lonely and desperate for answers, so he starts a pen-pal relationship with a piece of Voldemort's soul. The flashback scene shows us a young Hagrid, and we find out Hagrid was expelled for opening the chamber. Justice for Hagrid, man. The guy got framed by the school prefect, had his wand snapped, and was forced to live in a hut, all because he liked raising a giant spider. Okay, raising Aragog in a school is bad, but it's not petrifying students bad. Speaking of spiders, the Forbidden Forest scene. Why? Just why? Follow the spiders, Hagrid says. Worst advice ever. Ron was right. We should have followed the butterflies. Instead, they walk into a nest of acromantulas. Aragog is terrifying. He's huge, he's blind, and he wants to feed Harry and Ron to his children. This is the moment where I realized Harry has plot armor thick enough to stop a tank. The car, the same car they abandoned, comes back to save them. The car has gone feral. It's been living in the woods, getting wild, maybe fighting wolves, and it shows up just in time to rescue them. That car is the MVP of the movie. It has more character development than some of the students. Finally, Hermione gets petrified, but because she is the smartest person in the franchise, she has the answer clutched in her hand. A mirror, and a ripped page about a basilisk. It's a giant snake. It's moving through the pipes. It all makes sense now. The voice Harry heard, it was in the walls, the plumbing. The school is literally built on top of a superhighway for a murder serpent, and the entrance is in the bathroom. Of course it is. So Ginny Weasley gets taken. The message is on the wall. Her skeleton will lie in the chamber forever. That is dark. This is supposed to be a kids' movie, and we have threats of eternal skeletal decay. Lockhart tries to run away, again proving he is a fraud. Harry and Ron force him down the hole at gunpoint. Well, wand point. This is the energy I like to see. No more nice guys. They push the celebrity down a garbage chute. Down in the chamber, it's wet, it's full of bones, and it smells like bad decisions. Lockhart tries to wipe their memories using Ron's broken wand, and in the most satisfying poetic justice ever, the spell backfires. He wipes his own memory. He has no idea who he is. He's just a smiling shell of a man. Honestly, probably a happier existence for him. He doesn't have to keep up the lies anymore. He can just vibe in the caves. Harry goes on alone. He finds Ginny, he finds Tom Riddle, and here comes the twist. Tom Riddle is Voldemort. I am Lord Voldemort, the anagram reveal. It was cool in the book, it's cool in the movie, even if it is a bit dramatic. He writes his name in the air and rearranges the letters. It's very theater kid energy. Like, we get it, you're evil and clever. You didn't have to rehearse this light show. But then, the Basilisk comes out. This snake is massive. It's basically a dragon without wings. Harry is running for his life, and what does Dumbledore send him? A bird and a hat. A phoenix and a dirty old hat. Thanks, Headmaster. Really helpful. But wait, Fawkes the Phoenix is actually a beast. He swoops in and gouges the snake's eyes out. That is metal. A bird just blinded a giant serpent. This levels the playing field. Now the snake is just thrashing around like an angry garden hose. Harry pulls the sword of Gryffindor out of the hat.
This is the King Arthur moment. He slashes at the snake, gets bitten, stabs the snake through the roof of its mouth. The snake dies. Harry is dying. The venom is spreading. Tom Riddle is gloating. He thinks he's won. But Harry, in a moment of pure improvisation, takes the Basilisk fang, which is currently poisoning him, and stabs the diary. Ink bleeds out, Riddle screams and explodes into light. Fox cries on Harry's arm. Phoenix tears have healing powers. Convenient, but I'll take it. Harry survives, Ginny wakes up, and the day is saved. They fly out of the chamber, probably smelling absolutely terrible. Back in Dumbledore's office, we wrap it all up. Hagrid is cleared, Lockhart is sent to the loony bin, and Lucius Malfoy shows up to be a jerk. This leads to the ultimate Dobby moment. Harry tricks Lucius into giving Dobby a sock. The visuals of Lucius finding a dirty, slime-covered sock inside a diary are hilarious, but Dobby's is free. Dobby is a free elf, the squeak heard around the world. Lucius tries to literally kill Harry right there outside the headmaster's office. He starts saying Avada before Dobby blasts him. This parent was about to commit a capital crime in a school hallway. The audacity of the Malfoys. The movie ends with Harry coming back. Everyone cheers. The music swells. It's emotional. But let's not forget, the defense against the dark arts teacher is gone, the school board is a mess, and a giant snake carcass is rotting in the basement. But hey, Gryffindor wins the House Cup, probably, because Dumbledore loves to give out arbitrary points at the last second. 50 points to Harry for not dying, 50 points to Ron for facing spiders, and 100 points to Hermione for actually solving the plot.